Sorry. Hey everyone, this is Will on the Gpodcast.
And this is Jack Attack.
And this is Jonathan.
The Gpodcast is here again to bring you a movie review of both parts of the last Harry Potter movie. So we'll start with part one and go from there. So what was your opinion on it, Jack?
It was, more boring, though unfortunately I haven't read the book, but, I've been told it's one of the most accurate movies.
It is.
Yeah, I guess more hardcore fans that care about being accurate like that, but I don't know, I thought that first part was boring because I guess that part of the book was.
It was. And that's the problem. I get slammed because I say I did not like how the seventh book ended, but we'll get to that. Yeah, I felt it was accurate.
Like a lot of people would hate it too, though.
Yeah. There are one or two scenes that were a little shoddy or left out. Something may either skipped over or misinterpreted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like there's this one scene where they go back to his parents' house, they crawl around and find find a few letters that his parents wrote the night before they died, or something like that. And where was that in the book?
Oh, what? Like that happened in the movie, but not the book?
No, it happened in the book. Okay, I'm not sure if they were in the night before they died, but still.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that. That actually, I think, would have made it more interesting to read, for them to find that and read that.
Yeah, it was just so they didn't have to pay extra actors. Or something. Because I think a character reading a letter out loud on screen would get kind of boring.
Yeah.
And if you didn't...
That would have added more zest to the movie, to hear what his parents had to say when they were gonna, that night they were gonna die. Or whatever exactly they had in them. That would have been very interesting to see.
Yeah, it would have been. John, what did you think?
I thought it was okay. I did feel like the story dragged a little bit.
Yeah, that's, again, they made it a 2-part movie, so I knew it was a problem right there.
Yeah, if they made it into a 3.5-hour movie, it would have been better than either one of the two to cut out the parts that drag, but having it in 2 parts, it keeps is more accurate, which a lot of the fans would like, I guess, maybe, and it gets more money.
That's exactly why I think they did it. More money.
Yeah, big opening nights for that movie.
Yeah, part 2 made over $1 billion, so...
No surprise.
Yeah. And I think it's one of the few times 3D hasn't made a movie make $1 billion. Especially lately.
Yeah.
Anyway, I kind of enjoyed part 1. My biggest problem with the last 2 movies is there are a lot of scenes where there's no background music playing. I just feel like you can hear every little bang in the theater.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I guess I would have noticed it more if I had seen it in the theater.
Especially in the first one, when I saw part 1, there was somebody behind me and I could clearly hear them drinking their drink.
Yeah, music is just because of just the way the human mind is. It affects it so much. That's what creates so much emotion, suspense, fear, triumph, anything that happens in a movie. The music is makes it exponentially better.
Yeah, definitely.
It amplifies it.
Right. And this whole movie's color palette was a little grim and depressing, which I got was the idea, so don't...
Kind of a depressing ending.
Yeah. Yeah, I just felt like the whole color was this gray matte tone the whole film, and then even during the epilogue it looked like that.
Yeah.
I would have made that scene look a little more colorful.
Yeah, especially with the end.
Yeah.
Leaves you with a better feeling since, the last part is what people remember the best. And, it sets the mood better at when you're finally leaving Harry Potter and it's all over, that you see everything just turned out right.
Right.
And that would have been good maybe as if if it had been the color scheme had been that way, and then at the end, once they finally defeat Voldemort, then things start getting more colorful, and at the end it's all colorful, and then it just creates the whole happy ending.
Yeah, very true. As long as they didn't make it too cartoony.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it just influences your mood the right way.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely does. There was something else I wanted to briefly touch on. Oh yeah, they hacked that epilogue into a minute and a half.
Yes.
Epilogue?
Of the second movie.
Oh, you mean what's the name?
No, in the book, the epilogue's this really long thing with them sitting around talking.
Yeah.
In the movie, it's like, okay, here's everybody, we're done. Get out of the theater.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't make the epilogue a post-credit scene, though.
Yeah.
That would have been really dumb.
Oh yeah, that would not have been good, but, yeah, as I was saying, with, creating a good mood, as you're finally leaving Harry Potter, is if they added more of the epilogue into it to create that good ending.
Right. And again, like I've said, I still kind of feel like splitting it into two parts was incredibly pointless.
It's a good business.
What? Yeah, I know. It's just when I saw part one, I kind of felt like these scenes are there are so many scenes that are completely unnecessary. I just kind of want to get to the end of part two at this point. And there are people who are saying, I can't wait for part two. I just want to hop in the DeLorean and go to July or whatever.
Yeah. Part two, yeah, that was the whole movie was to me really the whole like I said, it would have been better if it was all one movie, but
yeah,
have all that stuff together, and stretching this out into a whole nother movie, but I think it was better, had more exciting stuff in it.
Yeah, but again, part two didn't really feel like the book at all.
Yeah.
It felt like the director took it and made it a battle scene, and the ending battle scene wasn't even accurate.
It didn't even, yeah, the battle scene could have been much more exciting.
Because they just wanted an epic laser battle. Never mind.
Yeah.
Quoting me, literal trailer.
What? Okay.
They could have, especially with how, the director said that he cut out the sixth movie's end battle. I now see why when he says that he didn't want it to overshadow the last battle in part two. Because that battle could have been so much more, so they couldn't let it overshadow this mediocre battle.
Right, the thing is, the battle in part 6 isn't bigger than the battle in the 7th movie, or book, but yeah, I like the battle in part 6 a little better, though, in book-wise at least.
They should have had that and made the battle better in the part 2, honestly.
Yeah. Honestly, as far as the final battle goes, I read this on the internet, it felt like all they kept in were who died and the one scene where Mrs. Weasley swears.
Yeah, and there was some more action, but yeah, it was lame. It could have been so much more.
Right, I almost would have, let's say I had made it a 2-part movie if I was directing it, I would have had them click a few more Horcruxes in part 1, and then maybe pick up part 2 a little closer to where the battle happens.
Maybe.
Maybe that's just me, though.
Yeah. That wasn't a bad part, a way to end part 1, though, at least with how kind of, dull it was. It was, having, Voldemort find the Elder Wand and leave off at that point where he's found the most powerful wand in the world.
Yeah, that made sense. I just maybe would have moved a few things around.
Yeah.
Again, maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
Well, I also kind of felt walking out of that movie, it was like having a relative live in your house for way too long, and he was finally leaving.
Not way too long, but yeah, overstayed the visit.
Yeah. And then we'll get to this on a later episode. We saw another movie the same day, which was a lot better than Harry Potter 7, but we won't get into that.
Yeah.
So, out of...
I had that feeling of a guest overstaying their visit.
Yeah. So, out of 5 stars, what would you give the movie, both parts of the whole?
3 out of 5.
Yeah. John, what would you give it?
The first part?
Both of them.
Probably both 2, 2.5s.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5, because I'm sure if I were to sit down and watch them both back to back, it'll be like this epic.
Well, actually, probably 3 for me. I haven't read the book, so I can't give you a good
Right.
idea.
And look, it's gonna keep making money after it comes out, because what's gonna happen is the DVD for part 2 is gonna come out, then the DVD with both movies together is gonna come out.
Well, like as a bonus.
Yeah, you know, like the DVD is the movie is one big film. Then the director's cut's gonna come out of all 7 movies. Or 8 movies.
The director's cut of the whole 7 movies.
Yeah, I'm kind of joking. It turns into Lord of the Rings.
Oh, the extended version, that could actually be good. I mean, like, have certain things in there, like, last battle in the 6th movie. That'd be good.
Yeah, well, it just depends on what was filmed.
Yeah, but I think there's some of them, like, could have had stuff from the books, from what I've heard from people that have read it, would make it a lot better, and I think I could see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe like the 6th and the 7th is a big thing.
Yeah. True. I'll get to it. Right. It's just
I don't know about the rest.
Right. It's just this whole 2-part movie craze. I mean, it's happening to the last Twilight. They're doing it to The Hobbit. Next thing you know, the last battle is going to be in 2 parts.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
About money.
Yeah. Well, we're right now have time for this episode of a podcast. Jack, John, thank you for joining us. Or thank you for being here, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, join us on Labor Day weekend when we will be talking about TV shows and movies we are looking forward to this fall. See you next time.
See ya!
Save it.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.